The Exhumation is a circa 1890 piece by Linton, a presidential guard during the final periods of the American Civil War. Park was intimately familiar with the consequences of war, combining powerful, emotive imagery with specific artistic techniques. Park draws the viewer into the brutal emotion of the scene. Let's examine how Park achieves this. 5 figures stand by a grave site. A Union sergeant, evidenced by his uniform, a man with a shovel, and 3 others, who we can infer are family, mother, father, and wife to the fallen soldier. The latter 3 are clearly in deep, painful grief, in particular the mother, who reaches for the dirt, as if she may touch her son one last time. The weathered skulls, the rusted bayonet, and broken rifle all imply this is an old site. The family have been waiting a long time to find this. Their painful journey has ended in the worst possible way. Now that we have set the scene, let's see how Park forces the viewer to accept and take in the scene. Firstly, Park has concentrated the detail into the bottom third of the scene, naturally drawing our eye down to the grieving family. Note Park's careful distance work. Follow the riverbank on the left, observing the rate at which the trees get smaller. It's linear and true to reality, yet compare the size of the boats and flora on the opposite side of the river. They are smaller than we would expect when using the left-hand trees to gauge the distance of the scene. Doing this removes a sense of continuity in the background, creating a feeling of unease in the viewer, and again drawing the gaze down to the main scene. There is another detail I would like to examine, but I should warn you that I have 2 theories on its significance, and one is rather grotesque. Notice the color of the plants and trees in the bottom third of the image. They are generally a richer green than the trees placed further back in the image. Possibly, Park is making use of a difference in contrast to further draw the viewer into the main scene. These brighter greens stand out against the duller mixture of greens and browns that make up the majority of the vegetation in the image. My other theory? Park, having seen many old battlefields, knows the effect that the, shall we say, battle have on the nutritional value of the soil. This is a documented effect that I encourage you to research for yourself, as we won't be going into any detail here. Remember, artists create work, knowing it will be seen both in the present and in the future. An 1890 audience would have noticed such a detail. How painful an irony, the soldier's death, making the surroundings bloom with life. Now, we go to the final detail really worth mentioning. Those of you who've made it this far may have been wondering when it was going to be discussed. In the top left, upon the clouds, a location aligned with heaven since antiquity, sit tents, lined up, stretching off into infinity. These tents, of course, are Civil War era field tents, exactly like those used by soldiers in this time. We end this video with Park's most honest and brutal metaphor. Even in death, not just in any death, but death that places you into the kingdom of God, war stays with its victims, so completely and wholly that despite being in the safest possible place in existence, they remain ready and waiting for battle. It's a shame more isn't known about Park, because if that isn't a metaphor for post-traumatic stress disorder, I don't know what is. Thank you all for listening. If you've made it here, please take a moment to like and subscribe.